is now. I'm going to do this every morning now. We're going to go live on Twitch, on YouTube, and on X every day. Bring back the ceramic mugs. We will try to do that. We will try to do that. It is a down day. What a beautiful down red day. We've got a lot to go over. The bot's been trading. Tons of updates to the bot. We actually did a live Google file where you can get the... Oh my god, there I am live. That's crazy. You can get the Google file. I'll put this in the chat here. That post goes to a Google Drive where you can get our trading bot file that we built with Claude. So you can log in, dive around, see what you want to do. SPY's looking down for the day. UQQ's looking rough. 718, love to see it. We need another pullback here. Would be nice. Bitcoin hit 64,000. We almost sold our Bitcoin position. We need to hit like 64.6, I believe, is the number we needed to hit to sell out. We were never able to hold there long enough for the bot to hit the sale. ETH, we were able to sell. I think we did get out of our Aave position, which was pretty nice. Let's pull up the bot. Let's pull up the bot before we get into the news here. We're currently holding liquid cash to trade, T-bills as parked permanent money that earns yield. We've got the SPY as the core. We've got ETH as a trade, BTC as a trade, VVV as a trade, which I turned off. I wish it never made that trade. And then we've got an ETH core stack that we're holding on to long term. So far, this is the most impressive part. Very, very short life. This thing's only been live 12 days. Very, very short life. Diesel defects in chat. But we have made 9 full round trips, open and closed trades. We've made $3 almost, $2.85. 100% win rate, except for this VVV. I have a feeling this VVV is going to bite me and be my only loss on the bot. Make it Mr. T shift. What? Take Mr. T shift, dude? I'll take Mr. T spot. Average win, 32 cents a trade. Max P&L drawdown, $1.85. Our Sharpe ratio is over 3. I saw it over 4 over the weekend, which is fucking crazy. We just bought some ETH this morning as I woke up. I was literally in the shower. The bot bought some ETH. Love to see it. We sold ETH last night. Higher price. Love to see that. This VVV one's going to bite us. Blocked, blocked, blocked. Look at that. That's interesting. It's been trying to trade Lit, Sky, and Uni, but I won't let it buy more crypto out of the portfolio. It's filled until this VVV sells. It's a very interesting thing. Not only that, we added a lot to the strategies tab. There is so many different strategies, short opportunities. VVV, pet tech. Oh no. What I really like is the political trades and insider buying, secular trends. These are all really interesting desks to look at. And then we built, over the weekend, we built a politician cloner. You want to trade Nancy Pelosi's filings? Here you go. Slap the clone button. You can do that. Would you like to trade Ron Wyden? He's got 123% annual return? That's crazy. I'd love to follow Ron Wyden. What about David Rouser? Transportation, infrastructure, and agriculture? None. Passive ETF holdings unrelated to committee assignments. Expertise, passive ETF investing. I don't know. He's up 100%. Very interesting things over here. This doesn't really show Why you would trade him? Best portfolio performance of any member in 2024, but mainly holds ETF bought years ago with heavy Nvidia exposure. So not really the best to follow. Nancy Pelosi, though, worth following. Mr. T said, thanks for covering his shift. He appreciates you being cool so he can take his kids to school. Hell yeah, that's what's up. I love that. What are we going to do about the stream when it's like, take my kid to school? Fucking hours. Then what do we do? My God. 6 viewers on Twitch now. I'm not even. Here's the problem is I need to be watching this restream chat just in case somebody comments on one of the other platforms. What's going on CNBC? Are we bombing people? Are people bombing us? Are these ships moving? Are they not moving? Do we need more blankets and less blankets? Have we signed more deals and canceled more deals? Iran responds to a fresh wave of strikes. What did they say? By launching an attack on American military bases in several Gulf states. Didn't they actually hurt some American soldiers somewhere? The latest exchange casts further doubt over the future of peace. Yeah, no shit. Duh. Iran strikes targeted U.S. bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, Oman, and Qatar. Siren sounded for the third time in Bahrain on Monday. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it targeted U.S. military facilities in Bahrain and radar systems in Oman as part of its latest retaliatory attacks. U.S. Central Command said Sunday it hit successfully dozens of targets. One-way attack aerial drones and one-way attack sea drones for the first time. The U.S. and Iran also issued conflict accounts over whether the Strait of Hormuz remains open. Is it open or not open? Oil prices jumped, $78, $73, still not bad. We were well over $100 before. People were calling for $200 a barrel of oil. Pretty much we're at war. You know what? Trump needs to rally the American people and say we're going to go finish the job and go finish the fucking job. Iran accuses U.S. of extorting pressure on Oman. Rendered futile all efforts of the past few months to reduce tension, peace in the West Asia region. Iran also accused the U.S. of exerting overt and covert pressure on Oman, thereby preventing a result from recent talks in Muscat for both countries establish arrangements for managing the Strait of Hormuz and traffic routes. It's pretty much like, fuck you guys, right? Like, at some point we have to. Banks are about to report booming revenue. The hotel I'm at, you kick the fireplace on with the flip of a light switch. Nifty. What hotel are you at? Where are you at? You at the Aria early for Rare Evo or what? Expectations are high. Banks start posting second quarter results Tuesday, led by JP Morgan, Bank of America. Revenue from trading equities and fixed income will approach or even exceed the record set earlier this year. This is a key part of what veteran analyst Mike Mayo of Wells Fargo calls the sweet spot. Sweet spot in the financial sector right now. Both Wall Street and Main Street are in growth mode at the same time. The largest U.S. banks are raking in rising fees from helping corporate tap the markets, punctuated by last month's giant SpaceX IPO, while risk-taking traders are also thriving as geopolitical unrest, including the Iran war, stokes volatility across asset classes. You saw the largest IPO in history, a pace of mergers that's on track to be a record year, and a broadening out of the trading to include equities and fixed income across a myriad of geographies. The quarter's big banks' earnings come in at an unusually favorable moment for the industry. After years of navigating high interest rates and inflation-fueled recession fears, leaders are benefiting from a rare combination of booming Wall Street activity, resilient consumer credit, and a long-awaited pickup in business lending. Dude, I've gotten rid of almost all my credit card debt is gone. Almost completely all of my credit card debt is gone. I hold less than $2,000 in credit card debt, and it's all recent debt where I'm just using it to get rewards at this point. I do have a line of credit on the home that we're using, but we've invested with it, and all that capital is like in the green right now, plus interest payments. But man, we're not fucking around. Investment banking revenue for the group could surge to 26% from a year ago, while trading revenue could jump 14%. Besides the hundreds of millions of dollars in fees that SpaceX paid big banks, led by Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley for the IPO itself, the firms garnered fees from raising debt for the newly public company and also have a shot at managing the wealth of newly minted millionaires and billionaires. On top of that, Goldman and Morgan Stanley likely reap so called soft dollars from the SpaceX IPO, according to Jay Ritter, professor at Emeritus of Finance at the University of Florida's Warrington College of Business. Soft dollars are essentially fees that hedge funds pay investment banks for a slice of an oversubscribed IPO, Ritter said. The big moneymaker for investment banks in IPOs is not the banker's fee, but the ability to allocate shares to hedge funds and some active mutual funds that pay soft dollars. Demand is back. The less glamorous business of commercial lending could be turning the corner after years of weakness. As banks look to wrestle the market share from private credit lenders. Wow. Demand is back as companies treat the uncertainty as the new normal and build the new factory, invest in plants, and get on with business. Wow. This trend could benefit regional lenders like Fifth Third Bank. Wow, Fifth Third's a Cincinnati business. Love to see that. Love to see that. Still including potential blowups in the private credit realm. The old cockroaches quote he made. Another is whether competition over deposits is intensifying as some players have been forced to pay higher rates to attract to keep savers' dollars. That is so true. My saved dollars are in Robinhood right now. The Robinhood account is growing. We have some massive purchases thanks to you guys. Thanks to Ian Am. Are you out there, brother? Thank you, sir. We received a payout this month. Thanks to you guys and the subs and the gifted subs in the past 30 days. We got a $50 payout. We made a large deposit over the weekend. We have $6,000 that we're going to distribute into the account today at market open. $6,058 thanks to you guys. Thanks to Ianam. Thanks to Mr. T over here. You know what I mean? Thanks to Diesel Defects. You know, thanks to Animal Fist. Thanks to Stock Jock and Mallard Order. D King. Gravy out there. You know what I mean? Woohoo Sue. Mike. All those subs helped us get to a payout this month that we're going to throw in this individual account. 22,700 in this bitch. We're going to make some interesting adjustments this month to the purchase. The bot, this is funny. ClaudeBot suggested we make some changes, and I asked some questions and kind of ran with it. Let me see where we were at. Scrolling up. I said, if I had another $6,000 available to deposit, how would you allot it? What would you do to our monthly dividend? What would it do to our monthly dividends? And it suggested off the rip that I don't go with my 9-core ETFs, that my QQQI is already my largest position at 12.65%. And it suggested I continue to pour in SCHD, but then also go back to putting money into individual dividend paying stocks like Maine, ARCC, MPLX, and O. And I was like, that's interesting. Maybe I should diversify away a little bit from those covered call ETFs. Like, what if the bull market does end and yields compress on call options? what does that do to those ETFs dividends at 14% and 7%, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, so that's always the problem there. And so I do like that it told me to diversify away while still putting some money into them, and still hitting the blended APY. So that got me thinking, and I was like, okay, what other dividend things might I want to look at adding that I don't have, And it offered some JEPI, some JEPQ, which we knew about. We don't have in the account. I didn't think I needed them since I was covered with the others, but I liked that. I'm going to add JEPQ in this purchase. We'll get to that in a moment. Added a lot of it, talked about a lot of different things: sector gaps, energy, consumers. We don't have anything out of here. We don't have any like P&G or anything like that. Um, we do have some REITs, but we don't have it. Recommended a few of these to add. International. I didn't have any international. I am going to add this Schwab International here. I do feel like that is important. I don't have any international exposure, and international has been growing like crazy this year, beat the US market. So I should definitely have some of that. And then I didn't really want to add any of this premium stuff. So anyway, I started battling with it. It told me I should add Altria in here, MO, 8% dividend. I don't want to invest in tobacco stocks, I told it. And it gave me another list, and I was like, okay, out of this list, there's some things I don't like in the deep dive here about them. I don't feel like investing in them. So I gave it a list of like, here's the stocks I already own that I do agree I should add to, and here are the new holdings that I want to add. Break down the $6,000 buy in how we would add new positions meaningfully, and still hit our target of the blended APY of over 7%. So I think, needless to say, I'm going to follow through with this, and I'm going to add some of these new positions like Merck and NEE, New Era Energy. We'll add JEPQ in to the mix, and SCHY and AbbVie into the mix here, and see what happens. And it gave me some other suggestions of how we could blend it, leaning more towards monthly payers and things like that. But I think I'm really happy with how it broke this down, and I do agree a little more diversification away from just the covered call ETFs is probably good, as long as I can still hit a blended APY where the cover trade, the carry trade, works on the margin is most important, So that's probably what I'll do at Market Open today with that account. And then the Agentic account, I'm going to definitely add to this week. The Agentic account is firing on all cylinders. It's fucking crazy to watch this thing work, even on the weekend and stuff. It is cracking away. 9 trades closed, 100% win rate. Like I said a little earlier, the VVV, which I turned off, is really annoying that I even allowed that to be on. That might be the only loser I have, and I'm going to take fault for that, not the bot. It just traded into ETH this morning while we were waking up. We sold out of it yesterday, so it's doing its thing. We're churning in the volatility here, which is so nice. This is, honestly, I love this. Like, this is Donald Trump's way of running the country. It's chaotic. It's very, very volatile. We just read it in that banking article. And that volatility is where money's made. We don't need the thing. We don't need the market to go up. We just need it to go up and down, and we can make money. I love that. I love that so much. What else we got going on in the news here? Kalshi launches Pro product for users trading multiple markets at the same time. Kalshi will be at Rare Evo. Prediction market platforms Kalshi is launching a product for its highly active traders on Monday, the company told CNBC. Kalshi Pro, now available to the public, is designed for speculators who trade multiple markets at the same time or move with speed during live events. According to a memo provided by CNBC, the platform is also designed to support those who run resting orders, trades that don't execute until certain prices are met, the memo said. Wow. So you could have like a resting order to buy something if it to buy the dip for you. Bots are everywhere. Trading bots are everywhere. We're only going to make this bot more powerful as the account grows. Kalshi confirmed the product's development at an event later this month. While publicly available, the Pro product remains in beta testing. Platform also allows traders to see continuous feed of all public trades, have a better view into individual contracts, order books, and provides a simpler way to examine multi-leg contract trades. What? Wow. Many of Kalshi's most active traders have created their own software and workflows to help manage their trades and gain an edge. Kalshi Pro is a product to create a more central platform for these speculators. It's not clear whether Kalshi seeks to monetize the product at some point. Kalshi Pro also features new utility for those trading on the company's perps. Includes terminal grade charting, a new way to manage risk on traders' perps positions. Prediction markets, perpetuals like Wall Street trades, equities, bonds. Wow. I didn't know Kalshi had perps too. Whoa, that's massive. That is big. That is really big. I didn't know they had perps. Meta's Louisiana data center investment to reach $50 billion. What type of a god fearing fucking data center can you build for 50 billion? Does it cover the entire state of Louisiana? Like, I mean, I'm really curious for $50 billion, how much land does $50 billion of a data center actually take up? The massive Hyperion data center in rural Louisiana is getting much bigger and costlier with a big assist from the state government. The site in Richland Parish, Louisiana. The word parish just, I don't know, brings me back. I don't like it, just brings me back to some deep south slave trade type shit. You know, we might be burning witches at the stake or something. It's just parish is a very old out there type thing. You know, when I think of a parish, I think of like a one building town where that's the church, that's the school, and that is also the city center in one building. That's what I think about when I think of a parish. You know what I mean? Will be a 5 gigawatt facility and cost $50 billion. What the fuck? That's higher than it's double the 27 double what they said in October. How big of the land? I want to know how much fucking land this is taking up. 20 years tax free? What? I don't understand this tax free shit. What happens when the data center's up and running after the construction's over? How does that data center bring money locally if it's not paying taxes? And after 20 years, is that building still going to be usable and shit? I'm a business guy. What we know is when you look at the overall comprehensive package here, it's in the black for local government and the state, and how you get to the bottom line is irrespective of me. Okay, that's fine. Fair enough. As long as it's in the black, I do like that. If you can confidently tell me that. Meta said Monday post the company pays the full cost of the energy, water, and related infrastructure the data center uses, so consumers aren't paying the cost. Okay. 1 billion in local infrastructure improvements, roads, water, wastewater systems. The company didn't announce. Wow. Okay. Okay. I want to know how much fucking land this takes. I'm gonna ask Claude. I'm gonna ask Claude. Meta's Louisiana data. Wait, where? What's it called? Hyperion Data Center Project. How much land is the being built on? Tell me, Google. Answer me. Riddle me, Google. 4,000 acres. 4 times the size of New York Central Park. Damn, that's big, dude. Meta purchased an additional. Map that bitch out. Show me it on a map. What? Don't show me my city. All right, 4,000 acres. That's pretty fucking big. That's a big. That is one big ass fucking data center, dude. Jesus. Burnout, frustration, and heartbreak. Amazon layoffs take their coal and saturated job market. TSMC flying. Dude, I used to have so much TSMC in my account. God damn. In the QQQ, right? Is TSMC in the QQQ? This is how I just make myself feel. Yep, yes, it is. That's how I make myself feel better. I am exposed to it through the Qs. Good. Chinese EV makers are outpacing U.S. automakers in overseas investment. Wasn't this who's the guy from Anduril? The guy from Anduril was just over in Japan showing off like a fucking drone that he was like U.S. automakers could crank dozens of these out for the cost of a small car. Already dominant electric vehicle exporters, Chinese automakers have been expanding their footprint by announcing investments in building factories on virtually every continent. Auto companies have been outpacing American automakers in investments. Oh, shit. We're facing situations where companies like BYD from China are becoming essentially the new GM Fords of the EV era. Whoa, whoa. They're benefiting from scale, from building out these global supply chains, from long term investments around the world. And it will be increasingly difficult to dislodge. This is all part of us realizing we need to make shit again. Reindustrialize America and export our industrialization. We should be exporting our technology to everybody, not China. We exported too much to China. E&M says UVIX reverse split, and now I have 1 share. Why are you holding it? You're not supposed to hold it. Chad, are you fucking serious? Oh my god, Chad, tell me you're not serious, right? You don't actually, like, long term hold that dumb shit, do you? You're not supposed to. That's not what it's for. It's for signal. You know what the bot does, Chad? The bot actually reads the VIX. The bot actually reads the VIX for signal. For signal on volatility. It doesn't fucking trade it. It doesn't trade it. And it certainly doesn't trade UVIX. Come the fuck on, my guy. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's a signal. It's a data point. It's not meant to be traded. It's certainly not meant to be held. It is definitely not meant to be held. Okay, well, if the president and billionaires are manipulating the market, stop betting against them. Even easier answer, my guy. Why are you betting against the people that are calling the shots, making the rules? Why would you want to do that? Come on. Let's be friendly here. Let's all make money together. Let's not bet against the people that are winning. Hello? Hello? Get you a Trump account, my dude. You know what I was just thinking this morning? You know what I love about this core account over here on Robinhood? Fuck this Agentic account right now. You know, and I was just thinking this morning. You know, it's tight on a pullback day when everything's hurting. QQQ is down over 1% and shit. This portfolio is only down 0.65 of a percent. We're somewhere in between the SPY and the QQQ in amount of volatility here with amazing cash flow coming. Like, I'm not even worried about it. Look at the 1 month fluctuation of this account. Pretty fucking flat. You know what I mean? And I really just started doing this trade. So it's going to take a couple months for it to kick in and really show the benefit of the trade on here. But come on, it's pretty nice that this thing barely fluctuates and we have so much cash flow coming in. Because they're evil and they suck. That is the tinfoil hat of not having the exposure to the SPY and the QQQ. Once you actually buy the SPY and the QQQ and you realize that you can be an owner too of the market, then you take the tinfoil hat off and you're like, I too am invested with these people. And when the market goes up and does good, that is why I love Trump accounts, because we're going to take away that tinfoil hat in future generations because people are going to be invested. I was watching an all in podcast yesterday, and it's very interesting. It's extremely interesting that we have like IRA accounts for people, but you don't start those until you're like 18 or something like that, and you miss the first third of your life to compound and earn wealth. And like these Trump accounts, giving a tax deferred account where people, your friends and family, can donate to kids and let them earn like a tax free IRA from day one, I think is super important. It makes me think about this account for Miles that I really need to put more money in. I only have a fucking $100 in here, and that's fucking sad. You know what I mean? But it's up a dollar, even with today's pullback. It's up a dollar, and we got cash in here from dividends. I need to build more into his account. But like shit like that is important. And Trump giving $1,000 to every kid is fucking huge. Regardless of what you think about the guy, that's massive for the next generation. I think it's super important and I think it's healthy. Instead of it being in Social Security where you don't control the account, it's never really your money. You just pay into it and you never get it back. You know what I mean? I think it's more healthy mentally for individuals to see the money, for it to be theirs, for it to be in their account, and to feel like owners and invested in the market themselves, if that makes sense. Super important. Extremely important. And then you don't tinfoil hat like that and hold on to UVIX trying to short the market because you think the smartest people in the room are evil. You know what I mean? This is how smart people in the Middle Ages got burned at the stake, because people who didn't understand such genius thought they were fucking evil and burned the smartest autists at the stake instead of him being the alchemist or engineer or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Y'all called him a wizard and burned the motherfucker. That's the problem we have. That is literally the evolution of that thinking, E&M, right there. Never put that together, too. That's pretty fucking wild. So we get it. They're building a lot. America's having problem. Industrial diplomacy. Like robotics. And so I think for Americans, we might feel like, oh, EVs, they're okay. We're not losing out to much. But you have to see what else we're missing when we skip the crucial step in evolution of the broader technology wave. It's true. We need to be leading in robotics. I definitely saw an article that said US leaned way too much into software and not into like hardware, robotics, phone building, like building hardware. EVs, cars, we like lost the race for building cars to China. We used to be the best builders of cars in the fucking world. What's in the old Coin Telegraph and CoinDesk news today? Did CoinDesk get like a full? This is just a business page. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god, sits down with James Van Straten in this beautiful setting. My dude. Look at this beautiful, beautiful setting. Oh my god, look at the detail on the walls there and the ceiling. Look at the molding. Look at that crown molding on the ceiling up there. What a fucking sick setting. Sit down with Michael Saylor. Strategy Master increased its U.S. dollar reserves by 466 million to 3 billion last week through its at-the-market equity program. Company maintains the reserve to support dividend payments on its preferred stock and interest payments on its outstanding debt. Made no Bitcoin purchases. 75,000 per Bitcoin. Master shares are down 3% pre-market as Bitcoin fell through the weekend. What a great photo. Live markets, Bitcoin slips, we know. Ripple wants Wade shutting down and handing XRP to shareholders. Wait, what? Wait, what? Who? Wait, what? Ripple came close to shutting down rather than fighting the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Brad Garlinghouse said it described a decision he and co founder Chris Larson faced after the agency sued the company in 2020. Speaking at Kansas School of Business, oh, and they just sponsored Kansas. This is totally paid for. The SEC sued Ripple in 2020, alleging it had sold XRP as an unregistered security and named Garlinghouse and Larson personally. Garlinghouse said he met agency officials 4 times between 2017 and 2019 without a lawyer and was never told XRP might be treated as a security, which shaped his view that the company had been denied clear rules. He put Ripple's legal costs at 150 million over the 4-year fight. Wow. Wow. $150 million just in legal fees alone. Holy fucking shit. Imagine. You think we're not bullish ETH right now? You think it is not bullish, the crypto market right now? You must be absolutely fucking crazy. BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Stanley joined UK government's tokenization task force. That's all you really need to know out of here, right? That's fucking a massive, massive article. BTC price bull market to begin in September. How could you forecast that? What is this strategy? Sailor needs clarity. Strategy co founder and chairman Michael Saylor again took to social media on Sunday to offer his latest signal to investors. Orange dots only tell part of the story. What does this have to do? Days earlier, Strategy unveiled a capital framework allowing Bitcoin sales to fund dividends, Standard & Charters, we make effective, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't really, I mean, that didn't say a fucking thing for real. Profit taking, Middle East hostilities drag crypto lower after bullish week. Love that. Let's buy back in. Let us trade this shit. Let us trade this stupid volatility. that shouldn't even be a thing, but it is, so we trade it. What else is in the news? Latest exchange cost doubt. We're just doubting everything now. What else is in the news? What was that other news site that I was like checking for a while, but then stopped? Bitcoin analyst predicts 300,000 to 500,000, but the math says no. So you're just roasting some analyst, basically. Roast the gentleman. Arbitrum jumps 19%, benefiting from Robinhood's 560 million and on-trade trading frenzy. I did watch like a Joseph Shalom interview, a few of them actually, and it is very interesting the split between the ETH Foundation, the ETH Enterprise, and whatever the ETH Global. Like, very interesting what they're doing over there and how they're tackling bringing on Enterprise. Where didn't I see like an article that was like was it on Coin Telegraph that I saw it? It was wow. Coin Telegraph article that we're interested in. Robinhood LT sparks ETH optimism. Sailors muddies waters and hodlers digest. Robinhood chain surge boosts ETH. Successful launch of the Layer 2 network Robinhood chain has boosted investor sentiment around ETH. The newly launched blockchain uses ETH as its native gas token. Around 141 million in ETH has already been bridged to the chain. More than half a million wallets holding ETH are now on the network, with surge past Ethereum L1 and rival L2 base over the past 24 hours. I should have bridged some money over there. God dang it, I suck. Lighter and Robinhood L2s are sneakily best set up for an ETH bull thesis in a long time. Mike Dudas from the Six Man Ventures added that Robinhood chain is the single most bullish thing I've seen in ETH land in years. Ethereum's also getting a boost from its 47% market share of real world assets, according to RWA.XYZ data. Leon Weidman, head of research at Lisk, noted that total value locked on Ethereum of 260 billion has surpassed the 210 billion market cap of Ether. Said that this distortion signals ETH is underpriced, at the current relative valuation is lower than the 2022 bear market. I totally fucking agree with this. I almost want to open a long on ETH. I'm debating it. We will see how the news goes today, folks. We might open a lighter long on Ethereum. Members of the UK ruling Labour Party are considering a total ban on digital asset donations in response to Nigel somebody's resignation from Parliament and a potential to influence crypto billionaires had on his policies. The Guardian reported Thursday that the Labour MPs have proposed that the moratorium on crypto donations be made permanent. Wait, what? I've not broken the law in any way at all. I've not misused public money. The majority of parties are refusing to field candidates against him in the upcoming by elections with his most formidable political opponent, The comedy character Count Binfence has received support. Wait, what? U.S. Bitcoin reserve hits a snag. I think people should be allowed donations. I definitely think people should be allowed to donate to policymakers and regulators with crypto. They can donate cash. What's the difference? Trump administration push to establish a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve has hit a roadblock. Commerce and Treasury departments are at odds over how the reserve should be structured and which agencies should have primary oversight over whether the Treasury has legal authority to manage the Bitcoin holdings, partly because of its volatility. What's the difference between the Commerce Department and the Treasury? Shouldn't the Treasury has the legal authority? Whether it has the legal authority. Wouldn't the Treasury be the best? Why would the Commerce? What? Can somebody explain more? Ron Wyden. U.S. Democratic Senator Ron Wyden has urged Senate leaders to ensure that the crypto developer protections stay in the crypto market structure legislation. Wyden told Senate Minority Leader John Thune Charles Schumer in a letter to preserve the section of the Clarity Act known as the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act. Developers who make and release software that allow people to manage their own digital assets, and critically where the development does not control users' assets, should not be treated as money transmitters solely because they create or publish software. Some leaders are pushing for the bill to be passed this month. Man, it's going to be so close on Clarity. My God. It's going to be so fucking close on Clarity. Can we get it? That's why I want to open an ETH long too. What are we? We're halfway through the month here. Couple more weeks, opening a nice ETH long here and waiting for Clarity. Now the downside is Clarity doesn't pass or gets pushed and we take a leg down. You know what I mean? And am I willing to do so? Am I willing to do so? Trump says he's become a big crypto guy partly for politics. Oh my God. Trump asked whether the accounts would allow Bitcoin. I've become a big crypto guy only for one reason. If we don't have it, China's going to have it. I'm a fan. I wasn't initially. I don't know much about it, but for some of my first term, I wasn't much involved and I watched it grow, and it's a huge industry. Wow. I got involved in a little bit for politics. I realized there's a lot of people that love crypto. Wow. I mean, it definitely has to be noted by politicians that being pro crypto is winning you votes. I don't understand how we're at the start of World War III. We're in a massive AI bubble. China's killing America in engineering and industry, but they're liquidating shorts. What? What do you mean, dude? Because don't bet against humanity. Stop it. More people are born every day. The world is growing. The population is growing. The economy is growing every day. You're betting against time. On a short time period, a short might work, but as you go longer and longer time horizon, it's more likely longs win over time forever to infinity, my dude. You're betting against time and Mother Nature. Do you realize that? You're betting against time and Mother Nature. That's the dumb. What are we doing? What's the point? Hello? Don't we understand that, Chad? It doesn't even matter if World War III happens, if there's an AI bubble, if China's killing America. It doesn't matter. The world is growing. There's ever expansion happening. There's more money going around. Things move on. It's a losing bet. You are shorting Mother Nature. Yes. Basically. If you are short the general market, you are short Mother Nature. You are saying that humans are going to contract, that economy is going to contract, that we are not going to move on like Mother Nature has designed us to grow and get smarter and build and be better and be more efficient. You are shorting Mother Nature, my friend. No, it's not all fake. I mean, like, it's kind of fake, but it's the system that it is, and we are growing. Like, it does have to matter in some way. You know what I mean? Like, it's an incentive. It's the best incentive system we have. Nobody's made up a better. You're welcome to go start a commune somewhere. We've seen that not work a zillion times. As more people grow, you need things like rules and laws and taxes and, you know, retirement. Like, it just has to happen. You need health care. You need defense. You start a commune, you get bigger and bigger. You start to fight with your neighbors and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. We're here. You know what I'm saying? Top FUD of the week. Strategy Sailor needs clarity in BTC pivot message to convince investors. Standard Chartered. Gravy. It's not nice to short fool to short Mother Nature, fool. Seriously, Gravy. Can't be shorting Mother Nature out here, dude. What is going on? Well, who is betting against Mother Nature, dog? Now, on a long time horizon, too. I get it if you were like, yo, we popped up here. I think Mother Nature's run a little beyond her skis. We need to cool off for a very short period of time here. But to short Mother Nature on a long time horizon, sheesh. That's some devilish shit right there. I don't wish none of that on me, Ricky Bobby. You take that shit elsewhere. Okay? That is not. That is not what we're doing over here. Why is strategy? They need clear communication from strategy to understand Bitcoin. Well, he sold shares to get more cash, not Bitcoin this week. So now what? E&M said I'm rolling over here. Biotech is out of control. I'm short. Gravy with the bear post. Oh my god. Here we are adding biotech today. And my dude's talking about shorting it. What is going on? What are we doing? We are going to buy today. We have $6,000 to put to work. 6K is going to get put to work, my friend. We're out here making GLP-1s for everybody and shit. Everybody's getting thin and in shape. We got six packs going on, people eating fucking donuts and shit. And my dude's out here short biotech. What fucking crazy world are we living in right now? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what kind of crack smoke are we on here? I mean, I get high. We're over here hitting the pen in the morning, drinking coffee, trading. This is certainly not financial advice for me, but god dang. Gravy's out here shorting Mother Nature. Gravy and E&M are shorting Mother Nature. Oh my god, let me know how that works out for you. Oh my god, crypto user loses $1 million after signing a phishing token. Oh, it makes me so sick to my stomach. Scam sniffer alert on Thursday revealed a victim lost $1 million USDT. Failed due to insufficient funds, then succeeded seconds later by pulling the exact balance and follow transfers. So sick. Oh, that's horrible. Horrible. E&M, dude. What do you think happened on the second FI app, basically? Same fucking dude. Trust you can get click drained on some fucking Danzo type shit. People have been click drained. It's because they don't read the transaction of what they're sending and they get drained. I hate when people say that shit, Chad. Well, it doesn't happen on Dano, Dark. Dirt can't happen on the Danzo. Yeah, it fucking can. You know why it doesn't? Because scammers know you're all fucking poor and there's no money to. Why would you? Why would you waste your time trying to scam some fucking Danzo idiot when you could scam ETH? And there's millions of dollars, billions of dollars floating around in ETH land. There's more money to be made there. That's why people fucking scam. There's more people there. Fuck. Scammers will come. Trust. If you're if you're successful, the scammers will come. It's easy to scam anywhere, dog. It's easy to scam. Scam people be scamming. People be getting wallet drained on NFTs and shit, mints and stuff on Danzo, dude. People get drained everywhere. Ether price gained 3% from Thursday to Friday, outperforming the broader crypto market. Increased tokenization, Robinhood chain success, ongoing corporate treasury purchases. We broke above 1800 over the weekend, but then we fell back down with the broader market pullback. That is just our commentary. I am interested to go long here. I want to see how the news plays out. The SPY is going to open down today a couple dollars. QQQ is going to open down almost $10. Nice little pullback here. Are we going to actually buy the Qs? We need to go another 1% down, and we will be buying the Qs, my friend. We purchased some ETH this morning. The bot bought some ETH. We have a little dividend calendar over here. Dividends by month. Our cash flow goal. We're only getting $1 a month, trying to get to 1,000. 0.1% of the way there. Yikes, chat. We got a lot of growth to do. Very interesting though. The bot's win rate: 9 wins, 0 losses, 100%. A Sharpe ratio of 3. Do you even know what a fucking Sharpe ratio is? Do you know how good a Sharpe ratio of 3 is? Max P&L drawdown a $1.85. Average win loss is 32 cents. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you even know? Just for you. What is a Sharpe ratio? Sharpe ratio is a financial metric developed by Nobel laureate William F. Sharpe in 1966. Measures an investment's risk adjusted return, calculates how much excess return an investor earns per unit of risk taken, allowing for the comparison of different investment strategies or portfolios. Key interpretations: higher is better. A higher Sharpe ratio indicates superior risk adjusted performance. Ratios above 1.0 are generally considered strong, while those below zero point 0.5 suggest inadequate compensation for risk. Risk adjusted, it distinguishes whether high returns result from smart investment decisions or simply from taking on excessive volatility. So, Sharpe ratio of 3.0. Is that good? It's generally considered excellent or exceptional, indicating that an investment is generally very strong risk adjusted returns relative to its volatility. Are rare over long periods, may signal smooth returns, hidden tail risk, or a measurement period that has not included a full market stress. So this is because we're early. This is going to get dragged down over time. That's good to learn. That is good to know. Good for passive equity fund partners. Strategies often target higher ratios, 1.5 to 3, due to lower net exposure. It is more meaningful to compare 3.0 ratio against similar strategies or benchmarks rather than using absolute thresholds as appropriate levels, vary based on aha. Don't forget to divide by Mother Nature and add 7. Dude, don't hate on my Mother Nature analogy. That's not fair. It's good. It's a good analogy. It's a great analogy. Chat, leave me alone. Right? Right, Dee Dee? You don't bet against Mother Nature. No, no. You always lose. Right? You'll always lose. See? Even Dee Dee knows. She's not even a gambler. She would never bet against Mother Nature. Oh my Nature. God, I lose even with poker. Yikes. And she even knows the rule. How to make money. Get a job. Oh shit. So real. So real. Hey. Wait, what? UFI. It's funny how people wanted this booth but not a booth at Rare Evo. Kind of funny. Interesting. I think it's ready for approval yet. Yikes. People are just crazy. Bears won, target $1.82. Bears rejected the Bulls 3 times inside the Bears supply zone in the past 48 hours. Complicity also of total markets and BTC Bitcoin weaker. We can see a clear close below the bottom side double top. Interesting. Although it's a hyperliquid whale, like what about just general market pullback being included in your thesis? So stupid. That is copium. Whoa, how does this work? Wait, doesn't he want that corner? Doesn't he have to win? I don't know.
Question is why leave now?
I don't want to give up too much of my secrets, and then I sound crazy. But it's my own little thing. I have my reasons. I'll put it at that. I win it. I'll tell you. Till then, but I have my reasons.
Fair. We have said that you're late. You've said that you're on time, and that's what's most important to you. What runs through your mind as we now shift our focus to day 8 of the main?
To me, it's just another day. To others,
It's just another day, dude.
I just know I'm ready to just go rest. I'm ready to go relax. Ready to shut my mind off. I'm ready to get up at 8 in the morning, start my routine, and get back into the office, you know? So in order to do all this, it takes so much mental power, it takes so much stamina, it takes so much out of you. So you gotta basically pace yourself. So I just pace. It's not a race. It's not. I mean, it's a race, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and people don't realize that.
Wow.
Allow me to look forward to the finish line of that marathon, or at least close to it. If you could go heads up with anybody out there right now for the title, for the bracelet, for $10 million, who would you want it to be?
There's a few of them. The ones I give chips to. They know who they are. I give tips to you because I want you there. You know how lions don't eat dead prey? Because they go for the chase? Let that sink in.
We'll see you tomorrow for that chase.
Let that sink in. Will Givens. Day 8 of the main event. I fucking love it. So bullish. Out here showing up late, skipping levels and shit. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it out here in the main event. This is why we play. This is why we play. Trump, U.S. should be reimbursed. From who? President Donald Trump on Monday said the U.S. is going to get paid for guarding the strait, the major oil shipping route epicenter of the re-escalating war. We're going to keep the strait and we'll probably run it, Trump said in a phone interview with Fox. We'll become the guardian of the strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the strait, he said. And we should be reimbursed for that. We can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years. We're guarded it for nothing. And now we're going to guard it. We're going to get paid for guarding it a lot of money. Oh, shit. He said, you want to tax the strait? We're going to tax your fucking strait. Dude, sure. If we got to do it, make it happen. Dude, this is why we're going for oil production. Oh my God. Oh my God. Great. Another invasion war. Yeah, I don't know. Not good. Not good at all. He's basically pushing on Europe like, you guys need to fucking step it up. Which I do agree. Like, if we're going to protect your oil, like, how much of that oil comes to fucking America? Very, very little. European defense startup Helsing said Monday it's raised 1.8 billion in funding. The German firm at 18 billion. New and existing investors participated in the funding, including U.S. investment bank J.P. Morgan Chase, venture capital funds such as Lightspeed Venture Partners, and Iconic. Investor demand significantly exceeded the available allocation. AI-driven and software-defined defense technology. Bills itself as a hardware and software platform for defense. European champion in defense with HX-2 drones among the systems supplied to the Ukrainian army. Company remains predominantly European owned. Anduril raised $5 billion at the $61 billion. Shield AI, an autonomous shipmaker, Saronic are among some of the other startups that have raised funding recently. Wow. They're pushing for it, dude. They are pushing for it. The U.S. should be reimbursed. So crazy. The news is crazy. India inflation accelerates to 4.38% in June, exceeding forecasts. Yikes. Burnout, frustration, and heartbreak. Amazon layoffs take their toll in saturated job market. On an early morning in January, Jake Lindsay woke up from a text from Amazon that was lighting up his phone. Thought it was saying your package is delayed. I read it again and was like, holy shit, I got fired. Who worked as a finance manager at Amazon for nearly 6 years, was one of 16,000 employees swept up in the company's mass layoffs. Combined with more than 14,000 staffers that got let go 3 months earlier, it marked the steepest cuts in Amazon's history. Corporate elite working for a tech giant with opportunities for growth, promotion, high salaries, invaluable perks, but he and the other laid off workers suddenly entered the harsh reality of a job market rapidly being reshaped by AI and competing with hordes of others who had been let go from Meta, Salesforce, Cisco. In some cases, the jobs they've been hired to do simply don't exist anymore. Wow. Amazon has been downsizing more aggressively than many of its peers, laying off more than 50,000, 57,000 staffers, 16% of its corporate workforce. Holy shit. Some have since landed roles at places like Apple, Salesforce. Others are facing hundreds of unanswered job application roles with pay cuts. She began her day at 8:30 a.m. in front of her computer, diligently scanning job boards and refreshing her inbox, hoping to hear back from recruiters. As soon as a job was posted, there would quickly be 200 and 300 applicants. She could tell whether it was due to the raft of unemployment workers or bots running wild. New era of software. Pressure around AI usage grew. Employees were tasked with building new products haphazardly. Hey, Chris, come work for fucking Nvent, dude. Buy now, stress later. The risk of paying late. If you don't have the money now, you don't have the money later. It's that fucking simple. It is that fucking simple. Like, what? All right. We gotta get to work. We got a meeting right at 9:30. Appreciate you guys. Oh, wow. Cannot raid. Unfollow them. See ya. On chat. Where do we go? We haven't asked Enam in a while. We could just send it to good old Stock Jock. I guess that's where we'll send it. Slash send it to Stock Jock. See you guys on the flip side. I couldn't raid Dakotas. See you guys.